I would start by saying that why we are promoting this global QPS charter. QPS is an acronym for the Quality Public Services, and we are used to say it as QPS. So in the face of the widespread cuts to the public services, heads of public and private sector, trade unions, municipal governments, civil society groups made the unprecedented joint commitment to work together to promote investment in quality public services, backed by fair taxation policies as key solution to economic crisis and the best way to build peaceful, equitable, democratic, and ecologically sustainable societies. This particular conference was charted innovative strategies to improve and expand quality public services around the world, organized by the Global Union Federations representing sectoral services, construction, textiles, transport, metal and automobile, food, public services, chemicals, education, and also the International Trade Union Confederation. The conference was held on 12th to 14th October at Geneva. The Geneva City Council supported the conference, and the mayor was one of the keynote speakers in the conference. Sharon Barrows is the General Secretary of the ITUC, and she opened the conference, and she emphasized that this is the time to act together to address economic crisis, climate change, and the requirements of public services. She also mentioned that 2 to 3% of the world's GDP is spent on crisis, but the same amount would have created millions of jobs that would have favored the economy much better. The conference organized various working sessions with the 65 speakers around the world from the broader section of the society. Building progressive alliances, culture of public services, and young people and gender mainstreaming were some of the key sessions invited the sharing of best practices. I would like to walk you through the charter one by one so you can see yourself what are the commitment. Can I ask my colleague to go one by one? So you can see that quality public services available to all to enhance the quality of people's lives and are fundamental to the creation of societies that are equal, prosperous, and democratic. By public, what we mean, the services that serve the general interest rather than the particular individual interest. And by quality, we mean a culture of service that responds effectively to the needs of the people. These services, in our opinion, must be universally available. It should not be favorable to certain groups, but it must be available to all, and it must be of high quality, whether rich or poor, without gaps. And access to them must be fair. The present situation may be posing a different situation. These are the conditions for them to nourish and enrich our lives and to promote solidarity within our communities. So, but these benefits are not achieved automatically. We have to work hard. The people now in the world are living in fear and insecurity. So their aspirations cannot be realized automatically without the governments and all stakeholders in society are working together to create a new vision of quality public services for everybody. So the great challenges of the 21st century will remain unconquered unless there is a renewal of this commitment for which the global trade unions will strive. So we call for the adoption of the global agenda for the quality public services. That's highlighting social justice, sustainable development, equity, and a better quality of life for all. And for such an agenda, commitment to the right of the people to public services is the first and foremost important one. Recognition that quality public services are required in developing and emerging and advanced economies for sustainable economic growth and for equitable distribution of the benefits of growth. Adoption of policies and strategies for human development that meet the fundamental needs of everyone, especially for water, food, energy, and housing, that enable all to have access to education, health, communications, and transport, as well as cultural and political freedoms, and the right to decent conditions at work, good administration, transparency, and free of corruption. With this in mind, we reaffirm that quality public services can meet the challenges of our times to reach the Millennium Development Goals, providing hope for hundreds of millions of men and women, young people and children, to bring them out of poverty, to really improve their lives, and to build a decent future, and also respond to the threats of climate change, seizing the opportunities to create green economy or economies, provide a foundation for the future through better education and health for children and young people, ensure the mobility of citizens, communication among people, and respect for cultural diversity, defend the social wage for working families, their social security and pensions, attain gender equality and the empowerment of women, protect and create opportunities for disadvantaged groups and those who suffer discrimination. In meeting these challenges, global unions will be working together. As I mentioned earlier, we are 10 global unions sectorally, and we have the International Trade Union Confederation for the whole of the global labor movement. So this is to create a culture of quality in the delivery of efficient, affordable, accountable, well-run and responsive public services that serve communities. The global unions will support actions to reinforce the framework of democratic pluralism, buttressed by transparent institutions, including legislatures that provide good governance at both national and local level through enactment of just laws and fair rules, executive authority exercised at all levels that is accountable, responsive to the needs of citizens, that provides responsible leadership in the application of laws and administration, institutions of justice that operate independently and respect internal and external security, effective international institutions working with national and local levels of governance to respond to global challenges in an increasingly interdependent global community, an enabling environment in which the fundamental rights of all citizens are guaranteed, and in which freedom of expression and of media, the freedom of academic research, the right to communicate, the right to free assembly, and freedom of association are paramount. Capacity to respond rapidly and effectively to emergencies, national and regional disasters, and the consequences of conflict. So the global unions will campaign for adequate public resources and a commitment to invest in the future of citizens and their communities. The time has come to redefine the debate over the generation of necessary public resources. The introduction of user fees is a prescription for inequity. Public-private partnerships generally serve private interests rather than the public goods. The debate over resources must focus on the need to serve common interests rather than special interests. Discussion on fair taxation, a core function of democracy, must engage all stakeholders through representative organizations of civil society. Revenue collection must not be limited to individuals, but must include corporate taxation. Philanthropy is not a substitute for fair and reasonable taxation to finance quality public services in all communities. Low-income countries cannot meet the needs of their people from national resources alone. They must be supported on the path to sustainable development by the international community, which must introduce innovative sources of funding for development, including a tax on international financial transactions. Global unions assert that the highest quality services can only be delivered by workers whose rights are fully respected. We renew the call to ensure that all workers, whether in the public or in the private sector are granted freedom of association and the right to bargain collectively. The global unions also pledged to work with key actors, governments and international agencies, civil society and business and enterprises to pursue a new vision of quality public services in the 21st century. The private sector can be complementary to the public sector, but limiting the excesses of the market is central to maintaining democratic balance and ensuring equal rights and sustainability. Today, more than ever before, the world needs to work together for the viability of our planet in a new context of decency, change, and hope. That work will succeed when we take our inspiration from the knowledge that quality public services provide quality of life. So this is the general Geneva Quality Public Services Charter that has been adopted by the Global Union Federations, and I'm very happy to present that before you. Thank you very much.